Hey everybody, Kennis here. I hope you're doing awesome. I've got a video today. This is 7 musts for a great rehearsal. Okay, so if you're in a band, if you're in a group of any kind, these are 7 musts that you have to do in order to have an effective, wonderful, productive rehearsal. So number one, and I've mentioned this before in videos, but it's practice ahead of time. Practice before you come to rehearsal. Rehearsal is not the time for you to work out your individual stuff. Rehearsal is the time for everybody to take their piece of the puzzle and put it together. So spend your time ahead of time, spend a couple hours, spend 20 minutes, whatever it takes for you ahead of time to come prepared so you know exactly what's happening at your rehearsal. Number two, and this is more for whoever's leading the rehearsal, but plan the rehearsal. Know what you're going to do. So know like what songs you're going to do in order, and plan out the order of those songs so you know what is going to happen during rehearsal. So basically you're kind of living the rehearsal before it actually happens, and this just makes things flow so much smoother. Number three, and this is something that people overlook a lot, but it is really important, and that is to either preset your sound or have a sound guy there. So you just waste a lot of time in rehearsal just trying to get sound right. So if you can have a sound person there for your rehearsal, that's awesome. And if not, if you're the one that is kind of in charge of your sound, get there early and get everything set up and make sure everything is working so that you're not spending valuable time wasting on just setting up the sound. Remember, rehearsal, everything is exponential. So if you waste 10 minutes, well, it's only 10 minutes, but if you have 6 people in the room, you wasted an hour's worth of productivity on that 10 minutes. And this applies to a lot of those things, showing up on time and all that. So that was number 3. Number 4, showing up on time or early. Okay, so for me, whenever I'm leading a rehearsal or leading a group, if I say, hey, we're gonna rehearse at 7 o'clock, we should show up a little bit early, get set up so that we do start on time. Like the downbeat of the rehearsal is at 7 o'clock. So a lot of times what happens is people will say, hey, rehearsal's at 7 or whatever time you're doing rehearsal, and it ends up people trickle in around 7, and then it's like 7:30 really before you're even doing anything. So get there early and get everything set up. Number 5 is write things down. Write your changes down on, if you have your sheet music, even if it's just, even if it's a skeleton chord chart, even if your song is just playing the same 4 chords over and over and over again, write stuff down. Write the order that you're playing that song in. Write out when the breaks are at, when, how the bridge works. We're going to come down and then we're going to build up. Whatever those things are that you're doing, write those things down, because the next time you do that song, you're going to save a ton of time by just referring to your notes instead of having to work through everything again and again and again. So write stuff down. Number 6, don't talk when the rehearsal is focused on somebody else. So what do I mean by that? What does that exactly mean? So let's just say you're in a band and you've got a couple singers and your musicians, and the singers are working through a couple of their harmony parts, and they just need like a minute to like sing their part back and forth and that kind of thing. Well, what ends up happening is if the band says, oh, this isn't about me right now, and so the guitar players start talking to each other and the drummers, like the focus of the energy in the room focuses away, and it's like a chaotic thing, and people aren't able to really focus on it. The bass player and the drummer really need to work out how they're playing their kick and how they're locking in with each other. They may need just 30 seconds to play a little bit and talk through that, but if everybody else is talking during that time, then it just totally distracts what's happening, and that 30 seconds ends up being 2 minutes. And then you got to kind of go, okay, everybody, let's focus back and let's get going. You should be able to, whenever you stop and work something out, you should be able to say, okay, let's hit the chorus again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everybody is like ready to come in with that, without having to say, okay, is everybody ready? Everybody focused back again? So don't talk during rehearsal. And this one is the final one, number 7. This is similar to don't talk, but it's don't noodle, okay? And us guitar players are the worst with this. But we will, while the rehearsal stops for somebody else, we'll just kind of start noodling and playing on our guitar, and it distracts. It's the same thing as the talking does. And then there's another level that it does. It especially don't noodle another song. If you're, our minds, everything, we're in a rehearsal, we're focused on a specific song, that's kind of in our brain, we're kind of locked into that. And then, somebody like starts playing Inner Sandman or something on the guitar, it takes the shift, like our brains shift to a different song, and then it takes us a little bit, it takes the rest of the band a little bit to lock back into that song you're actually rehearsing. So those are the 7 musts for a great rehearsal. Hopefully you'll be able to implement these in your group. Share this video with somebody that you think that it might be applicable to. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much.